Okay, so today we're going to unravel a pretty wild story. It's got secret meetings, huge oil fortunes, and a question that could seriously shake up the relationship between two of the world's closest allies. Let's just dive right in, because this is the big, explosive question at the heart of it all. I know, it sounds kind of crazy, right? But some recent reports suggest there's a much deeper story playing out behind the scenes of this famously friendly relationship.
And this is where it all kicks off. The Financial Times dropped a report that detailed these covert talks between officials connected to Donald Trump and a Canadian separatist group. And look, this isn't just some rumor. It's a specific allegation that has sent some serious shockwaves across both countries.
All right, so let's really dig into this claim, because it's a big one. Who was actually in these meetings? And what on earth were they talking about? The details are, well, they're pretty revealing.
So get this, you've got officials linked to a former U.S. president meeting multiple times with folks from the Alberta Prosperity Project. That's a group whose whole goal is to get the province to separate from Canada. And the separatists came with a huge ask, a $500 billion line of credit from the U.S. to get their new nation off the ground.
So why Alberta? I mean, of all the places, what makes this one province the center of so much international drama? Well, the answer is pretty simple. It's all about oil. And to give you an idea of the scale we're talking about here, Alberta pumps out 3.73 million barrels of oil every single day. That is a colossal amount of energy. We're talking numbers that are right up there with major OPEC nations like Iran. This isn't just some local resource. It's a globally significant treasure.
You know, Canada is the world's fourth largest oil producer, which is a huge deal. But what's really mind-blowing is that Alberta is the engine behind almost all of it, accounting for a staggering 85% of the entire country's output. And all of that oil, all of that money, it's right at the center of a massive power play over pipelines and, really, who gets to control where all that black gold flows.
So here's the thing you got to understand about Alberta's situation. It's totally landlocked. And because of how the infrastructure was built up over decades, almost every single major pipeline flows south, straight into U.S. refineries. That makes the United States, by far, its #1 customer.
But Alberta is trying to flip the script. They're working on this thing called the Trans Mountain Pipeline Extension. The whole point is to build a route west, out to the Pacific coast. Why? To break their dependence on just one buyer and open up incredibly valuable new markets in Asia. And this is where the American interest becomes, well, pretty blunt. This quote, which is attributed to U.S. Treasury official Scott Bessent, just cuts right to the chase. The message is basically, hey, forget Canada. Why build a pipeline to our competitors when you can just work with us? It's a direct appeal to keep Alberta's oil flowing south.